Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic CD. In the last part, we've once again continued to Little Planet stages, finding ourselves in Stardust Speedway here in the process. And Stardust Speedway is annoying. The entire area is very confined. There's a lot of twisty-turvy pathways. But the major gimmick with it is that there is a foreground and a background kind of stage element going on that you switch between by finding these little signs that kind of look like Sonic's jumping ball that you can flip, like the one I just passed, actually. You flip that, and where you are in the level changes. And this can lead to some interesting routing, admittedly, trying to figure out where you're going. But honestly, going through this stage, especially finding the robot generator, can be kind of annoying, especially in the Sega CD version, again, due to the collision detection. There's also all sorts of little launchers and speed boosters and such that almost makes it feel like a Dimps Sonic game. Also, even though we didn't get to hear it too much there, the American Stardust Speedway song is not very memorable, whereas the Japanese one is amazing. As for where Act 1's robot generator is, it's about a third of the way through the level on the bottom underneath a little loop thing. It's actually kind of annoying to get to just due to the whole dual fields thing, but it's there. Also, stages are going to be a bit faster for this part, obviously, because we don't have to try and get 50 rings anymore, meaning I can just speed through the level. There is still one very long stage left in the game all the same, even if you try to go fast in it, but for the most part, we're going to be speeding through it. I love the Japanese Stardust Speedway theme. As for where the robot generator is in Act 2, it's actually right near the start. If you drop down from the start to the lowest portion you can, there's these two springs you can bounce up and down between. And in the past, it's right above those under another little loop. It's honestly one of the easiest robot generators to find in the game, if you're trying just to travel to the past as often as you can. Act 2, though, can be kind of annoying because you have a lot of these little tunnels going on. You have to hold the direction in order to be bounced in the proper direction towards the goal. I've played more annoying stages, but this can still be kind of annoying. It's also a very large level. As for the changes the 2011 re-release brought to Stardust Speedway, I believe graphically the spotlights are a lot smoother animated. And one minor change to the boss fight I'll be going over in a moment. One thing I will give Sonic CD, though, over Sonic 1 especially, is that even though I think the levels are a bit more platform-heavy than the other sequels, I think this game has a better balance of speed versus Sonic 1, because Sonic 1, you go fast in Green Hill, then you're basically going for more slow platforming until Starlight Zone, really, whereas here, you're fairly consistent. Either way, we're in Stardust Speedway Act 3, however, they're playing the Bad Future theme. That's the change I was talking about earlier. In the 2011 re-release, they make it so that the Bad Future Japanese theme always plays here because it's just the best theme for this boss fight. And as for the boss fight, it's a bit different again. Hey, it's Metal Sonic and Eggman, Robotnik, whatever. The fight against Super Sonic isn't so much a fight as it is a race. You need to reach the goal before he does in order to win. However, there's two things about him. One, he has a sort of rubber band AI, where he does different attacks depending on where he is in relation to you. When he's behind you, he does that invincible charge he just did, and when he's in front of you, he electrifies himself to be an impassable obstacle. There we go. So what this becomes is a race not so much trying to outright beat him, but stay as close to him as you can, so that you can just have a good time. However, when he is in front of you far enough, he will slow down just so you have a chance. The one thing you need to watch out for, though, is Eggman. He is in this fight constantly behind you with an instant kill laser of doom. So you need to keep up the speed here and try and keep an eye on what's ahead of you. Because it is very easy to lose this. In fact, I almost do here, but, whew, thank God you slow down. And that's the end of Metal Sonic. We'll see him later in the franchise, but that's it for now. Oh, yeah, you. Yeah, I kind of forgot about you. Do I have to save her? Yeah, I probably have to save her. Fine. Notable, I believe in Time Attack, she is removed just for the sake of making things move on a bit faster. And that's Stardust Speedway. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? I actually really like the zone when I'm going fast through it, but trying to find the robot generator or getting time stones in it is a nightmare. And with that, we're in Metallic Madness, the final zone of the game. Originally there was one more zone planned for the 2011 re-release, but I'll get more into that during the credits. As for the changes the 2011 re-release brought to this zone, they're both in the final boss. I'll go over those when we get to there. In terms of where Act 1's robot generator is, it's on the very bottom path. You need to stick to it basically the entire stage until you hit a wall. And I don't mean one you can jump over. I mean a wall you cannot pass to your right, so you need to just head left and up and left to find the generator. Metallic Madness is a very dangerous final zone. It's kind of a weird mix between Scrap Brain and what would eventually become Metropolis Zone, actually. Because there are a lot of instant kill obstacles here, namely crushing via these vats. And time traveling here especially is so annoying. Act 1 isn't too bad, but Act 2 is easily the longest stage in the game. And, even though we're not listening to it anymore, the American music isn't too bad. I love the Japanese music, though, because this song is just rocking. Again, the Japanese soundtrack I liked better, but I think they both have their merits. My best advice for Metallic Madness as a whole, though, especially Act 2, is don't rush, because rushing just gets you nowhere. Okay, here. You would want to head right now to find the robot generator. In fact, I think it's below me to the right. No, actually, no, there it is. You just need to be in the past, because I'm in the future right now. Well, there you go. I actually forgot that I got shown off on screen. Well, isn't that just handy? One thing I should mention, I forget if I'm right about this. I might be thinking of Scrap Brain Zone in Sonic 1 again, for all I know. But Metallic Madness is not a zone, from my memory, that you can get time stones in. If you don't have all 7 by the time you get here, I hope you've destroyed every single robot generator so far, because you're not getting the good ending otherwise. But Act 1 overall, it has some annoyances, but overall it is kind of tame. Act 2, though... Oh my god, Act 2 is huge. Act 2, I think, is the largest level in the game with a lot of open design to it. And to get the robot generator here, you need to time travel as early as you can. Because on the top of this platforming section I'm going on right now, there is going to be some tubes you can open up that are basically just like the ones from Scrap Brain Zone, actually. And you need to go down the first one, and then at the intersection that you would meet to, press left. At which point you'll be on the lower path and just head as right as you can without going down to the lowest path, and you should find the generator there. It's one of the more annoying to get done because time traveling this early in the stage is actually really hard, but it can be done. The biggest issue with Metallic Madness, though, is the size. Also, yeah, this thing, I bet you didn't know it could do this by visually. Yeah, that was totally not enough speed to do that. And depending on the route you go in Metallic Madness Act 2, you might be required to use one of those. And, yeah, it can be annoying because it doesn't look like it should be able to do that. In a way, it's kind of similar to the barrel from Carnival Night Zone in Sonic 3, where if you don't know it can do that, you might try it right before you get a time over and die, and that's just not fun. Also, for some reason, they have giant versions of the bomb enemies from Starlight Zone here, which, interesting choice, but hey, I guess if they were that late in the game in Sonic 1, they should be this late in the game in Sonic 1.5, I guess you could technically consider this. Okay, yeah, that was weird. Metallic Madness Act 2 also has some odd gimmicks that are only present in it and not the first zone, first act, like these little rotating things right out of, again, Scrap Brain Zone, as well as 2 particular ones that I'm thinking of right now. I think we're coming up with one of them right now. Yeah, we are. These things, this little stilt walker, you need to jump on each of the individual platforms in order to make it move. You can go either left or right. In a way, it's actually similar to some of the platform blocks you use in the Mario and Luigi games. It's really just a game of timing, though. I don't think it moves backwards automatically either. And the second, I believe we're coming up on in a moment. Yeah, there it is, this red laser, and there's a blue laser as well. Touching it shrinks Sonic into this mini Sonic, which is adorable, and I want a plushie of it. But this is just here to make some interesting platforming? Question mark? It doesn't really change anything about Sonic control other than the fact that you jump up a bit more quickly for your size. It's just kind of there, and honestly, it's kind of pointless. If this was an Act 1 and they did some more interesting things with it, I guess it'd be cool, like smaller platforming sections, but it's just kind of there. But hey, at least we get to see a cute sprite. It makes me wonder if the little cutesy Sonic image you can unlock by using the sound test is based off of this. It looks like it would be. It's about the right amount of level of cute, but then again, classic Sonic's design, especially in Japan, was more cutesy than cool, to use the 90s slang that it is based off of. Well, I suppose gnarly would be more accurate, but it makes me throw up saying that word a little bit. And here I'm going. Which way do I go again? I do find myself getting lost in Metallic Madness every now and then, mostly because it's just not a zone I revisit too much. But I've done worse. When you touch a blue laser, your size is restored, thankfully. And then there's this section that I'm trying to remember if you can actually avoid this. It's kind of an interesting little mini crusher section, similar to Blizzard Wolffang stage would be in X6, where there's just platforms falling on top of you and getting crushed will kill you, I believe, unless they just damage you. And if you're fast, you can jump out early. And that's Act 2. At nearly 4 minutes, it is the longest natural stage in the game without going for a robot generator or time stone. But mind you can't get a time stone in it, but you know what I mean. And with that, we're led into the final stage, which is unique, to put it lightly. You see, one thing I have to give Sonic CD a lot of credit for is that, for the most part, the only instant death things are drowning and crushing. There's no bottomless pits, for the most part. Because one of the only bottomless pits in the game, if not the only, is beneath me right now, and it's the final charge to the final boss. Wouldn't you know it? There's a lot of routes you can go about it. I prefer to take the upper path, then take those loop platforms because it just feels the safest. And then we need to avoid this for some reason. I don't get the point of that. That's just kind of a pointless little get here before it's too late. And right before the final boss, we have a bit of a weird mini-boss where we have to take out these bugs that I think are initially in Stardust Speedway. I need to take out, I think it's these 2 volleys of them, and you're good. When I was younger, I was here for a while, not because they're just annoying to hit, which they are, but also because I thought this was just a survival round where you had to survive as long as you could. Well, just survive in general, really, not as long as you could. Hitting them is annoying because you almost have to time your jump to right before they fire their laser, which can be kind of annoying, but overall, it's just there to, I guess, lower your ring count before the actual final boss. And notable, the Japanese version gets an exclusive final boss theme where it's like some opera singer. The American soundtrack just uses the normal boss theme. Either way, the final battle against Robotnik is actually where the 2 Metallic Madness differences are. 1, he's animated more smoothly. And 2, these little lasers on either side of me weren't there in the original version. I guess it's just there to make it feel more final. Either way, as for how we have to fight Robotnik this time, it's honestly the most outright boss fighty of the boss fights, because he's just trying to attack us with his little helicopter drones, and every now and then he'll extend them out to either try to damage you or to send them out for an actual attack. It's at that point where you need to try and damage him. It only takes 4 fights, 1 for each of the attacks, and each time you damage him, his attack pattern will change. For the most part, he just tries to do that, the stuff you've seen when he has 4. When he has 3, I believe is when he tries to send them out at you at a diagonal angle. At 2, I honestly forget what his attack is. And at 1 attack left, he pogo sticks. Overall, it's actually a fairly tame final boss. The music is a bit unfitting for it, if you ask me. But hey, it's there. Either we're gonna get to see what his attack with 2 is. I honestly forget what it is. Okay, it's the vertical one. When he has 3, I think he throws them diagonally. Overall, though, it is really tame. And the ending is animated, and I'm going to be silent for it until the credits start up. So, with that, this is Endgame. As soon as you get down here, come on, let me slap you, fat man. Come on, let me slap you. Ah, there you go. Bring it here. Yeah, that felt good. Whoa, there's some compression issues there. ladies and gentlemen, that's Sonic CD's 2011 re-release, and it's good. Sonic CD is a game that a lot of people love, and even at times, a lot of them spout it as the best 2D Sonic game, and I can see the merit in that. There is a lot of interesting stuff about CD. I like the time travel mechanic, I like the time stones, the special stages are interesting, and I like the ideas of how you can get the true ending. However, I just find Sonic 3 to be a better game overall, mostly due to stage design stuff, because I don't like how compact this game can get at times, and how, not slow-paced, but I think the later games just do a better job of practicing the speed as well as the platforming, you know what I mean? But I do still think it is a worthwhile Sonic adventure. If you want to play it, it's on the Sega CD. Good luck with that. There's an old PC release. It's on iOS. I think it's on Android as well as the Sonic Gems collection and Steam. If you want my recommendation, go for the 2011 re-release only because it's just much more stable. And similarly to the intro, there are a few different versions of the ending in two ways. Obviously, what we saw there is the good ending. There's going to be a little after-credits scene with it as well. And then there's the bad ending, which you get if you didn't destroy all the robot generators or didn't get all the time stones. That'll be shown off at the very end of the video because it's just the least interesting of the three things we're going to be showing off at the end. And the other way I mean that there's multiple endings is that what we're listening to right now is the Japanese credits theme in the 2011 re-release. There is a version of this with lyrics that was on the Sega CD, and then for the American version of the game with the American soundtrack, they play a slower tempo version of Sonic Boom. So if you're wondering why there's so much time left in the video, it's because you're essentially watching the credits 3 times and then the secondary ending. So I apologize for the extra time there, but I really like the other 2 credits themes, and I think they deserve to be shown off. In particular, You Can Do Anything, the full Japanese European soundtrack credits song with lyrics, is one of my favorite Sonic songs of all time. In terms of what Sonic title is up next for the channel, I have a few ideas, either Adventure 1, Mania, the 2 of 4 episodes, I'll figure it out. I am too cool, game. And that's your 2011 re-release saying, hey, you can play as Tails now. One major difference with Tails, though, is that the credits are replaced with the PC, the 2011 re-releases staff instead of the Sega CD staff, though I think they're also in there just for time's sake. And with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, have a great night, take care, and see you guys next Let's Play, whatever that may be. Also, enjoy the other ending themes.
You can handle when you use your mind. Mr. Bad got it good, but this ain't his neighborhood. He's taking over. No, no. Time is now. He can't hide. Find the power deep inside and make it happen. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Trouble keeps you running faster. From disaster, spinning through a world in motion. Take it all the way. Work your move, work it out. That's what life is all about. It's your adventure. To the dark, to the light, it's a supersonic fight, gotta keep it going. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Trouble keeps you running faster. Sonic Boom. Save the planet
there's no place to go, nothing to do. If you gotta do something, you gotta do something. Believe in yourself, yourself, yourself. Hey!
Extraordinary things can happen if you believe in yourself. You got to have the faith in yourself if you want respect for your friends.
Don't rearrange, no need to change. Stay like you are. Keep it all the same. But as you move along in your life, keep an open mind. And don't forget that if you gotta do something, believe in yourself, yourself, yourself.
Extraordinary things can happen if you believe in yourself. You got to have the faith in yourself if you want respect for your friends.
When you feel tight, look at yourself.
Inside your heart, you will find a special place to unwind.
When you feel right, look at yourself.
Inside your mind, you see connected to